Lately, the hashtag Becoming Chinese has exploded on social media like TikTok. Foreigners are sipping hot water, trying food soaks, and also wearing indoor slippers. Suddenly, everyday Chinese lifestyle has becoming global and is cool. Welcome to People's Daily Studio, where prominent voices from China and around the world share their insights. I'm Jie. Joining us today is the creator behind it all, Sherry Zhu. Welcome, Sherry.
Hey, my Chinese buddies. How you doing?
There is a specific video that I'm really curious about. When you see this video on your For You page, you are a Chinese.
You don't know me, so if this is on your For You page, this is meant for you. 我是个 ABC, 所以如果你现在看我的视频的话，你也就是个 ABC.
How did you come up with this idea?
I feel like everyone was just sort of like playing along with it, and eventually it blossomed into curiosity. But calling people Chinese is something that I have been doing for a very long time. I tell my friends when they come to my house and they're wearing house slippers, I tell them that they're being Chinese. And with my brother-in-law, he's a Scottish American. He doesn't know any Chinese culture. And so eventually he got to a point where he became very Chinese. It's very common for Chinese people to have the dumpling sauce. When my mom was boiling dumplings, my brother-in-law just asked, he was like, "Where's the dumpling sauce?" And I was like, who is this Chinese baddie? Oh my God, you are so Chinese. So yeah, I feel like I've always shared that humor with the people that I'm close with.
So you didn't expect it become such a trend?
No, I just portray me online.
I believe that many people discovered you on that video. Then came interviews with both Chinese and also US medias. What does this sudden fame feel to you?
I feel like it's the best thing that's ever happened to me. As an ABC, American-born Chinese, I feel like I have always been very proud of Chinese culture. And it's worth sharing. And so sort of being able to get my audience to be so curious about it, I feel like that's so meaningful.
Actually, I have to say, there are so many content creators, sharing the Chinese culture, China's stories. Why your content resonated so much?
I just want to share what's most authentic to me, how I interact with my culture. Mm-hmm. And it's going to look different for everybody because, China is a very big place. And I think that people really resonated with the authenticity. Because if you think about it, social media has just boomed in the past 10, 20 years. So us growing up, it was just sort of well, this is very foreign. We don't have to interact with it because we're just going to go home to our own lives. Mm-hmm. But now it's I get to share my life and my culture in people's cell phones and in people's day-to-day lives. And so I think that there was sort of that help of just people didn't understand Chinese culture before. Social media has allowed people like me to share Chinese culture. Mm-hmm. It has sort of made people more curious about it.
Mm-hmm. It certainly opened some windows.
Yes.
Right. Do you know that your fans call you the Chinese cousin?
Yes, and Chinese mother. I'm very proud.
Oh yes, so you like it?
Yes, I love it. It's they really view me as a close friend. I think for me, the image that I want to portray is always just, I am here for any questions. And I will always be a judgment-free zone.
And also you call your fans Chinese baddies.
Yes.
Why combine these two terms?
For me, combining them two is actually because it's always sort of an act of encouragement. Mm-hmm. To not be afraid to interact with Chinese culture. Some people might fear to dabble into a culture that is foreign to them because they don't want to be rude or seem disrespectful.
Yeah.
And I feel if I empower them to sort of you're a Chinese baddie, you're just one of us, come learn more, then they're going to be more excited and more willing to learn and explore Chinese culture. So for me, it's an act of encouragement and empowerment.
Okay, we have actually prepared some games for you. It's called Chinese Lifestyle Short Video Challenge.
Oh, this is right up my alley.
As you can see, we have prepared a bunch of items that represent some kind of Chinese lifestyle. And you can choose 3 of them randomly. Make a short video.
Okay.
You can have 5 minutes to think about it, and then you will shoot it on the spot.
Oh.
And also we will play it immediately.
Okay. Let me see. Well, we have house slippers. This is quite the icon in every Chinese household. We have red socks. Oh my god, these are so cute. If I could, I will be wearing this right now. Is this a Chinese herbs?
Yeah,
The massager?
Smell that, right?
My mom, she would just constantly use this for her back. The yuan pian gao. I fear every single time when my dad goes back to China, I always tell him to get me these. Because I can't get them in America.
Something authentic, you have to go back to its origin.
This I can get in the US. Jujubes and goji berries.
Right.
I'm a frequent consumer of both these things. Yes, because they're good for women.
Right.
Yes. This is green tea. I've been consuming so much tea since I've been here in China, yeah. And it's all from like different people, like in different provinces, but they all have their tea culture. It's very, very beautiful. This is so near and dear to my heart. When I was growing up, my grandparents' like house and apartment, they didn't have air conditioning. So it'd be really hot and they would just give me this fan. And you know, 4-year-old me, I'd just be fanning myself away. So these are the 3 items. It reminds me of my childhood. These socks are too cute not to choose. I think I have to choose something that we're going to eat.
Great. The floor is yours. 5 minutes on the clock.
Chinese baddies! Now that you're a Chinese baddie, it's time I introduce the 3 topmost essentials. Chinese essentials. So the first one that I have here is my fan. And why the fan? Because actually in traditional Chinese medicine, it's actually not that great to use air conditioning all the time. So if you want to be immersed in your natural environment, go get yourself one of these fans. It is quite the Chinese staple. Me and my grandmother, we be rocking this every summer. Ugh, just fanning ourselves. What can I say? True Chinese baddies, right? The second thing that we do is we have red socks. Chinese baddies, take a look at this. They have little cartoons on it. It's a dragon, oh my god. But typically you wear red socks when it's your zodiac year. So right now it's the year of the horse. I am the year of the horse. And we're just going to be wearing red to protect ourselves from the bad juju. But we also have to wear red socks to manifest the wealth, the fortune. So Chinese baddies, if you are the year of the horse, go get yourself a pair of red socks. Don't worry, the cartoons, it's optional. And last but not least, speaking of red, it's time you consume some red foods, right? You know me, I love my hongzao. Sorry, I'm like trying to think of the English terms, but my brain is so Chinese right now. I have been eating the goji berries as well. And what do I do with them? You know me, just boiling my apples, sprinkling them in, okay? Or if you want to do pears, that's also really good too. But yeah, these are the 3 daily essentials.
Wow. I have to say this video is both informative, you can learn something from it, and then it's entertaining.
Okay, thank you. I felt a little bit like, you know, just looking at myself, I was like, wow, no, who is that?
I understand this China trip isn't just a vacation for you because you've been sharing content with your followers. What has been your most memorable moment so far?
Oh, that's a hard one. I feel like so many memorable ones. My first stop was hometown Zhejiang, and I saw my grandmother. And she's like 95 years old, but she's in such good like health and everything.
I see so many compliments from your fans towards your grandma.
Yes. They're just like, oh my God, tell us, like share her tips, like share her health tips. And my grandmother would tell them like, you know, you gotta drink your hot water, you know? So it's like the things that I have been sharing with my fans also, just like passing the generational knowledge. Another memorable moment would probably actually be, I think it was when I was in Shanxi visiting the Yellow Emperor Mausoleum, yeah. You know, when people talk about like root seeking and sort of that vibe, I didn't know what the vibe was, but I was surrounded by a lot of like other people from overseas that like Chinese diaspora basically. And, you know, they were all just like here, just like me, you know, ready to sort of like pay their respects to their cultural heritage. I thought that was really meaningful.
Anything happening in Yunnan, maybe?
I feel like Yunnan was like the perfect girls trip place for so many reasons. The food, is absolutely phenomenal. It's so beautiful, it's so picturesque. You're going to have amazing pictures, and there's a great coffee culture, and we got to learn so much. Like, we were speaking to different ethnic minorities like Bai Zhu, Naxi Zhu. It was quite a cultural learning experience for me as well. I posted a video explaining how I think that coming on this trip to Yunnan, and in my comments, everyone was just sharing sort of their pictures that they took in Yunnan. And I thought that was really sweet. They came to China and they're like enjoying every moment of it. It's the wonder of like Chinese culture. Because everyone, I feel like when they talk about Chinese culture, they just are sort of like talking about this overarching umbrella. But the truth is Chinese culture, quite frankly, it's multicultural. And there's a lot of diversity, and they're all living in peace and harmony and sharing, willing to also share their culture, which is something that I feel like was very, very special. And I really got to like feel the gravity of it this trip.
Do you have any new discoveries or something you haven't noticed before?
I think the newest discovery is actually within myself. Growing up in the States, I always felt like I was someone that was really Chinese. You know, I get to speak the language, I eat Chinese food, right? But then after this China trip, I realized like there's so much that I didn't know. And it was a very humbling experience because I feel like the more that I learned, the less that I really know. If you want to just even like dive deep in like a subsect of Chinese culture, like you can like really learn for years and years all about it. So for me, I feel like the biggest takeaway of this trip was quite frankly that I have a lot more learning to do.
Are there any places that you're excited to visit next?
You know, what's interesting is I feel like a lot of people on this China trip have been telling me that Xinjiang food is so good and Xinjiang is beautiful. And I'm like, I have never been. I feel left out. Like, that is something that I'm actually like kind of wanting to dabble into. Like, I want to visit Xinjiang also because growing up as a little girl, I actually learned like ethnic Chinese dance.
Oh, Xinjiang dance.
Yes,
okay.
that was the first ethnic dance that I learned.
Can you still do that now?
Yeah.
Wow, you can. You're not kidding.
Yeah. So like Xinjiang dance, I would love to, you know, sort of, I want to experience more of like the Xinjiang culture.
As your fame grew, did you meet any negative comments?
Yeah.
How do you cope with that?
There's nothing to cope because the negativity is such a small percentage of something so much more beautiful. Like the viewers that have been following me, they are so genuinely interested in learning more about Chinese culture and now about China. Like I have people in my comments telling me, girl, like I want to go to China, like I want to go to Xi'an, Yunnan, you know, I want to go to like so many of these places that I've been sharing. And it's all because like they, in their hearts, have the respect, but also sort of this thirst for knowledge to learn more about Chinese culture. And so like, if I get a negative comment, I'm not going to direct my energy towards that because I'm just so focused on like the good that the good that I believe that I'm doing.
Since you have so much attention now, will you ever become worried about your content, maybe reinforce some kind of stereotypes, or one day you may run out of your ideas?
Am I going to run out of ideas? The answer is no, because what I've learned through my China trip is that there's so much to talk about. And if you want to just dive into a small city, you could make like millions of videos on just that one city, on the history, their people, day-to-day lives. There's so much to be explored there. Am I worried that I'm going to reinforce stereotypes? No, because my objective with every single video that I create is always to show China and Chinese culture through my eyes. That is going to look very different from another creator, but at the end of the day, this is like how I interact with Chinese culture. This is how I view China and sort of like my journey. And like my agenda is never to sort of like point people in a certain way or this way. You know, for me, it's just like, hey, like this is my culture. And if that has been breaking like stereotypes and debunking myths, then that's great.
We know actually trends fade very fast. So do you ever worry that this hashtag becoming Chinese will fade, just like a passing internet trend?
You know, I personally feel like this becoming Chinese trend, it is the starting point of something greater. it's the starting point of people wanting to explore more Chinese culture, to explore more of China. Even if this specific trend fades, another one is going to boom or blossom. Like, trends come and go, but I think we are taking a step forward in sort of educating non-Chinese people what Chinese culture and what China is. I think what I want to leave behind is sort of a shift in attitude. This sort of like attitude in being a lifelong learner. It's just good to keep an open mind, to just see it for themselves on like what the like realities of Chinese culture or like what a different culture is.
Let's go back to yourself. You are Chinese American and you were born in America. How about your connection to China?
I got a lot of my Chinese education from learning Chinese dance because like when I would be learning like Tibetan dance, I realized like, oh, like they live in like an open field and this is how they interact with their environment. And when I'm like learning like Xinjiang dance, it's all about like, oh, 要摘葡萄, you know, like pick the grapes. And so I learned a lot of like geography and culture through my education in Chinese dance. And I didn't piece it together, but actually when I was in Guangxi and I saw the performance of Liu Sanjie, it was like my first time where I was just like, I really, like I understood like Chinese people are deeply connected to their environment. Like the way that these ethnic minorities and Chinese people interact with the land, the sea, it's like, it's so precious. It was something that I was taught when I was learning Chinese dance, but I didn't really like feel the weight of it until I saw the Liu Sanjie performance.
Oh, yeah. So it triggered your memories.
It was triggering. Yeah. I was moved.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing all those wonderful stories and insights. I believe you've actually brought the authentic charm of China to the global audiences.
I hope so.
So in the future, we hope more and more content creators, just like Sherry, will tell China's story with originality and creativity. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Say bye.
Bye.